Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have here about 10 topics and they are from the United States of America, they are from Europe, Ukraine obviously, the Black Sea, the Snake Island. Ukrainians attacked some rigs, Russian rigs in the Black Sea next by close to the Romanian island of Snake Island, which now temporarily I hope belongs to Ukraine, given by Anna Pauker or Hannah Robinson, who was in charge of Romania after 1948, planted by the Soviets and her tribe in Romania. So let's start with these threats that the US security officials warn us because they hate our freedom. Here, CNN, US security officials warn of potential threats surrounding October 7th anniversary. So what happened October 7th? Remember those guys got into Israel and committed certain things over there? Yeah, but what does that have to do with us? I mean, that happened between Israel, Hamas, Gaza, now Lebanon, Hezbollah. What's going on here? Well, if we get involved, then they will hate our freedom. You understand that? The same in 2001, when these guys were asking, September 11, why would they do this to us? And someone came up with this garbage. They hate our freedoms. And the baboons were, exactly, that's what it is. So the same here. Why are we supposed to be warned about potential threats here in America? Why not the guys in Zimbabwe? Why not the guys in South Africa? Why not the guys in, Ethiopia? Why United States of America? Because we are the forces of the good. And we got drawn in that garbage in the Middle East by our politicians who are very yes sir to certain lobby groups or interest groups in Washington DC. You know who that is? All right, let's move on. So be careful. Things could happen. I hope they don't. But, just push Iran, and Iran has the capability to cause a lot of harm, not only in the Middle East, but in the Western countries as well. All right, let's go to the next article. Sputnik. Why I picked this particular article from Sputnik, which is titled, and I'm quoting, "The myth of America is over. US-Israel reportedly downplay level of destruction by Iran." I think that is correct, and I will tell you why. I watched a video, I think on Facebook yesterday, and it was a Israeli media outlet with an Israeli reporter over there around the crater. And the crater was about, if I remember, about 200 or 300 yards from the Mossad head office in Israel. And the crater, according to the reporter, was about 30 feet down and 50 feet wide. It was a big crater. So if that missile would have fallen on the Mossad headquarters, would have been gone, demolished. So not only that the Iranians claim that they hit some F-35s on an airbase in Israel, and the British, the Telegraph, I covered that yesterday, claimed, it's only one hangar hit, and they showed the portions. And now they say, well, there are about 12 hits, but they're not on the F-35s over there. No, it just, I thought that those missiles did not land. Only the shrapnel, like in Ukraine. When the Russians attack Kiev, only the shrapnel caused damage. That the missiles are all hit by the Patriot systems. So they're lying. Let me give you this right here at the beginning that said, okay, I'm going to make this video. I'm going to use this article. The report added that 20 missiles struck the Nevatim Airbase. That is the one I was talking about, not 15 or 12, 20 in central Israel. And then at least 2 missiles landed near Tel Aviv in Cinema City Glilot, Hod HaSharon, which is close to Israel Mossad spy agency headquarters. I saw that one by the videotape by, as I said, I think it was a Jewish guy. I know, I'm stereotyping. I mean, obviously, if I show up I like this, I'm not from Zimbabwe, am I? Or if I show like this, I'm not from, I don't know, Norway. Not what these guys are doing now. No, real things. I mean, can you look at me? Can you look at me? Whatever. Hairy, sweaty guy. All right, let's move to the next article. So remember, we are warned that because something happened over there, we can get targeted here in the United States of America as U.S. citizens. So, what can you do? Can you change anything? Yeah, go and vote. Those guys are already bought. I'm just kidding. Now let's see how great the Western world is doing and who do they owe their money. I'm talking about the national debt of France, Great Britain, and the United States of America. Imagine this as households, but households who pay only the interest don't pay the the principal on a loan. So France, remember, these guys imposed sanctions on Russia, and they are the West. They are the industrialized West. Nowadays it's called post-service society or economy, which is post even that. I mean, what are they going to do? That's it. That's what these guys are doing. Let me show you France. These guys supposedly they have an economic power, and we still have the highest standard of living in the world. I mean, not the highest as United States of America. There are some other little Luxembourg or I don't know other guys over there. Not Luxembourg. It was what the hell it was name? Doesn't really matter. Liechtenstein. So let's move on. Right here. France's national debt reaches 113% in the second quarter in 2024 after decline over past 3 years. Champs-Élysées, beautiful. So, what do you mean 113%? Do you know how much Russia has? I think last time it was about 14%, and they forecasted to jump to about 20%. But Russia is a not good economy. We are good because France owes 130% of its own GDP to someone else. Who that? Someone else? I'm going to talk about it. Let's move to the next one. Let's see other winners. UK net debt passes 100% of GDP for first time since 1961. This is from June 21st, 2023. And I think in 2024, they got even more than that. But I think it's important to notice over 100%, France over 100%, and we have the USA. Let's go get more. And here you have this US National Debt Clock.org, who's going to show you on real time the US national debt and everything you need to see here. And these guys are going up. I think all these numbers are going up. There's nothing that goes down. So you go over to usdebtclock.org and you can watch this on your own. And you have a purple heart right here too. You got it? And this is the usdebtclock.org. And we have from Statista, national debt in the United States in relation to gross domestic product, GDP, from 2019 to 2022 with a forecast to 2029. All right, 2019, this is right here, right? This is where Trump left us in this area. Remember? This is where Trump left us. This is 2019, 108%. Then we got now, in 2024, 123%, 0.26. And it's forecasted in 2029 at 133.88%. So, all right, so that's the situation of the richest countries on the planet Earth. Don't put the Arabs in, all right? Don't put the Arabs. Not all of them, some of them. Now, think about this. Who do we owe this? Many places, many people who would like to invest and people who obviously lend money to the US and these countries. But do you think these countries will, default on their debt? Quite possibly, because I don't see these guys coming with, policies that would make us work and have a better economic environment. or business environment. They are all about reparations and paying the debt of someone with other people's money, kind of like a Robin Hood thing, like the guys with a college debt. I paid my whole thing, but hey, some people didn't. Why? Because I postponed gratification. I said, no, I'm not going to do this because I have those goals. But the other people just got caught in that. It's easy to get caught in that if you have a certain kind of... All right, so now I'm going to show you a confirmation. The cat was around and I was close to it. So I'm losing my voice now. All right, this guy agrees with me, and it was obvious that this was the case. The biggest U.S. interference in the elections. It was not those guys or those guys. Maybe the guys that right now are taking care of other people in the Middle East. Maybe those guys, but not the Russians. These are the guys, and those are the Federal Reserve Bank, private bank. Benzina, that's gasoline. Okay, are folks in America that... ? Dave Ramsey says Americans should be more suspicious of the Fed rate cuts timing. All right, what does that mean? So in the recent episode of the Ramsey Show, financial expert, this guy Dave Ramsey, didn't hold back when discussing the Federal Reserve's latest rate cuts and timing, just weeks before a major election. You got that? So we got my video right here from September 20th, right here. Where are you, baby doll? September 20th, right here, 2024. What did I say? Biggest US election interference. And I was talking about exactly that. Is it just a coincidence that I don't know, 2 months before the election or something like this, these guys just drop it to show, see, the economy works, the economy is booming, the jobs are created, not in the government, in the private sector. We're doing great, man. With how much was that public debt? 123%. Great job. We're doing fantastically. We're coming around. That means around, you know. God damn it. Anyway, let's move to the next one. Well, the next one is going to talk about the same possible scenario. What's going on here? Possible scenario of the pimp Milei of Argentina. Milei is the president of Argentina, elected. All right, and he is supported by the guys up north, which are the guys in New York, Washington, D.C., and so on. Milei is the pimp. Argentina is the lady of the night, and the other guys are the customers. Got that? So Argentina has a lot of resources, including lithium, if you remember correctly, among others, and these guys are going to get it. The problem is he went to Washington, D.C. right after in New York to meet with business people and the IMF and all these guys, the bankers. Remember the debt? Okay. So he went over there. When he got elected, he was not already sworn in. He went over there to his masters. The same thing another guy did, if you remember, he was not elected. In 50 some, I don't remember the guy. His name was and is Fidel Castro. Remember him? After he took power from Mr. Batista in Cuba. Remember that one? All right. Who did he kick out? Nobody yet. What did he do? He came to Washington, D.C. Right? Before going to see Miss... what's her name? Miss Trudeau. You know what I mean? No, he saw Miss Trudeau later for some talking. And then we got Justin. I don't think we got Justin because of that kind of... because Mr. what's his name? Fidel Castro was a lawyer by education, if I remember correctly, and he was a courageous motherfucker. And both things don't apply to Trudeau. Maybe being a weasel, you know, like a... okay, then, but not courage, nothing like that. There are some resemblances between Trudeau and Fidel Castro, but I don't know. So, as I said, he went in the 1950s. He went to 50, 60? Can't remember exactly the date, but it was around that. When he took power, he went to the United States of America and said, hey guys, I'm here. I need some support. This is my plan. He was not a communist at that time. He he's got inclination towards, population and all that. Populist, you will call him right now. And then the Washington, D.C. said what? Hey, go and play at a different table. We're not interested. And Mr. Fidel Castro, what did he do? He said, okay, he want this. Say hello to my little friend. And he went to Soviet Union. And he met Khrushchev. Well, that must have been after 1954 when Khrushchev got in power. So what's going on with that one? So Milei is doing this. Look at this. After he begged in Washington, D.C. and New York, frustrated with the U.S., Argentina's Milei seeks rapprochement with China, according to South China Morning Post, October 5, 2024. Got that? So he's playing the same card. He's going to be a communist. Now that his shock therapy doesn't work, remember, Argentina has, I think, 53% now poverty rate in Argentina. 53. Well, the little light from the end of the tunnel is right there. Like in Romania, Luminița de la capătul tunelului. Motherfuckers. Anyway, let's move on. Argentine President Lionel Messi, Javier Milei, who harshly criticized China during his election campaign, has announced plans to visit Beijing in January 2025, signaling a potential shift in his approach to the Asian superpower. In a television interview this week, Pimp Milei, described China as a quote-unquote very interesting commercial partner and said he was positively surprised by China. Wow, what changed, baby doll? So, my friends, what do you think? Will Milei play, what's his name? Fidel Castro game? Maybe this is a warning to the guys in North America to come over and take over what they think they own, like they think they own in Venezuela. So be careful. Milei did not do a good job so far in Argentina. But you can't wait too much. It's like you wait for someone to, like to a patient, and the patient dies in the meantime, in the meanwhile. So you can't do this with Argentina. Yeah, my shock therapy, I'm going to do it. It's the little light at the end of the tunnel. And by the time he's going to get only Milei at the end of the tunnel. Woo! Here is the light! Like, the cave allegory from the Republic of Plato, when the guy gets out from the cave and he sees the light and sun. The same is going to be Milei alone. We made it, guys, we made it! Where the fuck is everyone? He's going to be alone with his handlers coming. Congratulations. Now you go to Bahamas. See you. Give us the land, the country. With people, I don't know if there remained anyone after Milei's shock therapy. Let's move on. Oh my God. I hope the Argentinians are going to do excellently. We find out when a coup d'etat, an invasion possibly, will occur in Venezuela. I think by this little statement. Ex-presidential candidate Gonzalez says he will return to Venezuela to take office in January. So this guy thinks that he won the elections against Maduro. He thinks he won. Now, the United States of America recognizes this guy as being the guy. Isn't that interference? And doesn't recognize the other one. Well, you say, well, each country has the right to recognize whomever and whatever. But these guys really want this guy, Gonzalez, to give them Venezuela's resources. Guarantee you that. Now, this guy says, well, those were stolen. I'm going to come, delusional as he is, because reality says something else. Reality is what? Maduro is in power. Russia will have a 10-year contract or agreement, strategic alliance with Maduro in December. This, if by then the guys from Washington, D.C. won't try to overthrow this guy, which is Maduro. So remember here when you had this expression, election denier? Election denier only when the wrong person, says certain things. When the right person says the same things, he's not an election denier. So this Gonzalez is not an election denier. Why? Because those guys who want him in power said so. Well, no interference, right? And what is this guy's gonna do? He fled. He fled through, I think he went to the Spain's embassy, or not embassy, Colombian embassy, some cultural center, something. I don't think they have the embassy. He went over there and then he flew to Spain. And in Spain, he made some very bad comments towards those guys in Venezuela. And the guys in Venezuela are waiting for him. Come over, Red Rover. We're gonna, how do you call it that? He's gonna be given the position of the president. He's gonna be jailed, and you're not gonna hear from this guy again unless he comes on the US missiles or special troops. But remember, the Russians have special troops over there as well. Madrid, October 4th, Venezuelan former presidential candidate Edmundo Gonzalez said on Friday that he intended to travel back to his country on January 10th to take office as elected president. All right, what if Trump would do? What if Trump would do the same thing? Would have done the same thing in 2020? Who would have showed up and say, "I'm the elected president right here"? Think about it. Think about it. They claimed it was this and that. You are a denier, but this guy is going to show up. He's not going to show up alone because he knows if he's going to show up alone, he's going to be. Well, that's the way people on this planet function. So here you have him. Gonzalez attended a business event in Spain that is money and sponsors. And in his first speech since arriving there after being he was forced to leave Venezuela, but he's coming back. He was forced to leave, but somehow something changed. Told the audience that he was president-elect and that his stay in Spain was temporary. I'm going to return to Venezuela as soon as possible. That's a good one, as soon as possible. When we, who's we, restore democracy in our country, I am going on January 10th to take office as elected president, he told reporters. So that's probably going to be, before that, hopefully, an intervention. It's not going to be a invasion or of a regime change. No, just a humanitarian intervention from the United States of America, because they need to be everywhere to spread democracy. Oh my God, this is such a hypocritical thing. What, meow? Come over, Sue. Come over. Viecha? How much? Movie? Okay, the cat wants me to play with him. Now let me show you an idiotic, I would say maybe criminal way of reporting news. Let's start with the first article from Politico. Israel extends evacuation warnings in Lebanon, signaling a wider offensive. So this is right here from the 4th, right? So this is from the 4th. This is from yesterday. So Israel extends evacuation warning. So says the What do you want? What do you want? So Israel is a nice country and tells the Lebanese people. Anyway, he just walks over the shit here. Anyway, I'm gonna give you by the tail. All right, so they tell the Lebanese people, because they care for them, just evacuate. We're gonna just surgical strikes on the evil Hezbollah and the Iranians. Okay, over there. We're gonna just hit straight right there on their boom. On the, are you there? Boom, boom, beep, beep, boom. Okay, because they care. But in the next article that I'm gonna feature here is this: Middle East latest. A Hamas? No, not that one. Come on. Yeah, happy. Middle East latest. A Hamas official is killed in an Israeli strike. Where? On a refugee camp. There you have. So you guys, you can go and how do you call it? Evacuate, because if you're gonna be in a refugee camp in Syria, where you might go. Oh wait, the main highway was blown up yesterday by the Israelis. I covered that in a video. So when that's gonna happen, we're gonna take care of you. We're gonna find you. An Israeli strike on a refugee camp in North Lebanon. So this is on North Lebanon, where they are the refugees. Remember the other article? Right there. Evacuation. All right, so let's go here. An Israeli strike on a refugee camp in North Lebanon has killed Hamas official Papa Pupup and his family. What were they guilty of? Is it collective punishment? Read the Old Testament. They have that legal. The militant group said Saturday. The early morning strike came a day after another Israeli strike cut off a main highway linking Lebanon with Syria, leaving two huge craters on each side of the road. So I tell you, just go away, because I'm going to strike there. You try to go over there, I'm hitting the highway that you take to go towards Syria, then you go in a refugee camp, and I'm hitting this guy and his family. Any other victims? No. No. So that's the way it is, right? The same in Gaza. You guys just go, hush, 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 shush, boo-boo, bye, bye, bye. And when you go, you're never going to come back because going to hit strategically and surgically. Now you tell me what this is. And these guys report this with a straight face. All right, let's see what happens in the Black Sea. Border guards release footage of battles for gas platforms near Zmiinyi Island, which is Snake Island. Why? Because it's only snakes over there. So, the State Border Guard Service soldiers have posted footage of the battles for the gas extraction platform near Snake Island, Insula Șerpilor, that's how it's called in Romania. The video shows State Border Guard Service Special Forces together with units from Defense Intelligence of Ukraine reclaiming gas extraction platforms, plural, in the Black Sea from the Russians. Alright, so they said, I watched the videos, it's night, some fire on one platform. I don't know if that happened 2 years ago, 1 year ago, 2 months ago, or yesterday, or I don't know, within the past week. I don't know, but nevertheless, they are over there. I don't know when that happened. Now, where is this Snake Island located? I'm going to show you, baby doll. Here, Snake Island, Ukraine. You got to know it's in Ukraine. Right here. This is how it looks. This is just a bare landed, is that how you say it? Island. Nothing on it, just nothing. Nothing. Supposedly Achilles, after the Troy invasion of the Trojan War, his body was buried on this island, on Snake Island. Let's see where it's as a location. Let's make a satellite as we like it, and here it is. Can you see it? All right, there it is. Insula Șerpilor, right there. Here is the Insula Șerpilor. And that is east of the Romanian territory. Sulina right here. I'm going to show you. Right there. This is Romania. And this little thing, which I can show it to you here. See where Crimea is, Romania, is right where my strong hand is. You can still see it right there. So this little island was given to the Ukrainians illegally by the Soviet-planted Hanna Robinson Jewess, coming on a Russian, sorry, I should be punched for saying Russians, Ukrainians too, Soviet tanks, right, where we were left by the free world to be sacked and grabbed by the communist system. Romania was not a communist, was given to the Soviets. So Anna Pauker became the de facto leader in Romania, planted by Stalin. She was even placed on Time magazine, the Iron Lady or something like that. And you see Anna Pauker, ugly motherfucker. Anyway, she was in charge, and then Gheorghe Gheorghiu took care of her. A sideline there. After a while, in 60-some, I don't know, 50-some, 50, after Stalin, anyway. So she said, you know what, we're going to give to Ukraine, to Soviet Union. That's how they said, we're going to give it. She signed it, gave it to Soviet Union. Soviet Union gave that to Ukraine. That's how it got to be Ukrainian. And then the imbecile president, I would say, Emil Constantinescu, signed it off, agreed it was not in his power to give up or territory or to recognize other people's possession of Romanian land. He said, when we wanted to be part of NATO, and the European Union, he said, we have no claims for Insula Șerpilor, for the snake. You can have her. Now that's a crime. That's treason. It was not in his power to do that. He should have said, no, we don't do that. No, we don't agree with Bessarabia being Moldova and given to the Ukrainians. No, we disagree with North Bukovina given to the Ukrainians. Why? Those were taken by Stalin, the Georgian. Jugashvili, remember? Nevertheless, this guy said that around that Snake Island, the Ukrainians occupied some rigs, they said, platforms, gas platforms. Well, we'll find out in time. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.